I was looking at my last video and I didn't really introduce myself, and I also realized I was looking at myself the whole entire time instead of looking at the camera. I don't think that really matters, it's just something I realized. But my name is Demir Hadzalik, and I just started my own fitness page on YouTube called Hadzalik Fire. So if you want to just go on there, like the page, you'll see daily, every other day updates of fitness related things. Either it's going to be me or friends that work out with me, or promoting the lifestyle overall. So, and you see the title of this video is going to be my bodybuilding story. I'll try to make this at least under 20 minutes because I could go on and on and on about my whole experience, because I've been doing it for so long. I've been literally dedicated to this lifestyle for the last 9 years of my life. And I'll talk about the early years because that was, the foundation. So where would I start? I just want to say that first and foremost, it is a 100% drug-free story. The whole entire story is no drugs, no anabolics, no anything. And I'm 22 right now. The story starts when I was 11 and 12, and this will be going when I just started lifting, and how I progressed into bodybuilding and doing shows. And also throughout this whole video, I will be giving insights of what will help you achieve your fitness goals in the gym. It's going to incorporate my experience with, I think, 5 major ideas or major things that will help you be successful in the gym. But I'll start with a brief starting point of when I started lifting. So I was about 11 or 12 years old, and I was doing Pop Warner football. Shout out to the East Utica Panthers. We went 8-0 my last season there. I think I was in the 5th or 6th, I think it was 6th grade, just before going into middle school. Yeah, so right about then, I started lifting weights at a friend's basement / room. He had like a lifting room in his basement. He has also a lifting room in his room. I don't think they'll care if I mention their names, but my foundation is Amel Kovacevic and Ebro. Those two right there, they're the ones who really made my dedication. So I was doing Pop Warner football, and I was lifting on the side. And it was actually, the lifting part was, there was no goals. It was just specifically for fun. Like, we were just young and we wanted to see how much we could lift. The 3 main exercises was the bench press, standing shoulder press, and I think it was like some curls. And that's like, that's all we did. This is like a every weekend thing from like since I was 12 years old till about 15 or 14, before high school, because once I got to high school, I started using the high school gym. But yeah, it was like every single weekend, man. We couldn't go to sleep without a lifting session. And I don't know how many sets we would do or how many repetitions, or there was no really plan. It was just, let's just train until we can't train no more. And we did this for like every weekend. Those two right there, Ebro and Amel, man, Ebro, aesthetically, he had a crazy, just a V-shape to his body. He had a developed chest for a very young age, and he had abdominals. And Amel was just stupid strong. He was just ridiculously strong for being 14 or 15 at the time. We had a lot of sandbag weight. So I'll just leave that story right there. So I started lifting right at the end of my elementary, beginning middle school. So that's when I started lifting. And at the time, I also was building a relationship with one of my friends he was on my bus. And this is going to be point number 1, is having an epic training partner. And if you were lucky like me, you would have had someone that's just on a ridiculously higher level than you. Just generally looks like he has more desire to train than anybody in the world, and he was consistent. So yeah, man, let's see how this. Let me see how I could start the story with my training partner, because it's actually, when you have a training partner, it's, you get close. If you have a good training partner and you guys want to achieve goals, you're gonna want to build a relationship with this person. You want to know what they eat, you know, when they train. Like, you kind of just know their business. You kind of know everything about them. So I'll stay his fucking name, even though he has like 5 names. Uzil Lopez, locally, and this is gonna be a local rant. So if you probably don't know me if you just randomly come across this video, but there's gonna be a local rant. And this kid right here, I don't know what to say about him. I don't think he's human. I don't think he's from, you know, society. I think he just, like, they just found him in the jungle or something. But this kid was just testosterone filled maniac. Like, he just, like, the aroma around him is just like, he's just a beast. Like, from the day that, he was fucking born, probably this kid had a dumbbell in his hand, but just doing curls, because that's what he had, was fucking arms. 1 second, I need to plug my laptop. Of course I have my laptop. I'm talking about, I'll make a video. Alright, I'm good. So I'll try to make this underneath at least 20 minutes. We'll see. It's at 6:43 right now. So yeah, this kid was on my bus. The relationship I had with him is just so weird. This is before training. I knew of him. I knew that he was working out, and I was working out, but I just wasn't, known for it. And I was just a kid that was around him a lot, because he was on my bus, and he had a girlfriend that was very friendly at the time, and she would always talk to me as a friend. I remember, and it would bother him, but it wouldn't bother him, because he knew that was that she was just that cool. That was just her personality, that she wanted to be friendly with a lot of people. I don't even know why I just mentioned that, but that's how our relationship was beginning. It was me being friends with his girlfriend, and then him starting to be friends with me. And yeah, so I was doing Pop Warner football, and that Pop Warner football ended, and I still had the desire to play. So, like, during the summer, winter, anytime, fall, there was a lot. It was on Nichols and Lansing, right at the corner there. It's like a lot, actually right by my first house that I moved into, which is a Mary. Yeah, it's Nichols and Lansing. Yeah, it's right there. And we played Pop Warner football there. Well, we play Sandlot football. We would play Sandlot football, and it would be me, Uzil, David Rivera, Matt Freeman, and Matt's brother. And then we would be playing against some maniacs. I mean, I don't think nobody in Utica were playing Sandlot football the way we were at that time with the people that we were playing with. I'm not exaggerating. There was one guy, we called him Oof. Well, that's what he was known by, actually. His name was like Oof. And he was 6'7" or 6'8". No lie, he was a giant. He was 6'7", 6'8", around 400 pounds. And he was agile, and he was quick. We were younger, so I mean, he was taking easy on us, but then at times he wouldn't take easy on us. And man, we would have so many beastie ass Sandlot football games there. And I don't know what I was doing. I was a small, scrawny white kid playing with these mammoths. Like, we were just playing with these. I was playing with these animals. So me and Uzil started building a relationship from Sandlot football. And then once high school got in, once high school started, we seen each other. I think it was like the first week in the morning in the gym at Proctor's gym. And from there, we would see each other every single morning. Every single morning we would train together, and it was literally just a few exercises. And probably primordially it will be the bench press. Really, it was the bench press was like the main thing that everybody was doing at the time. So we would have a morning session, and then I think it was after winter break we got serious. We went into a afternoon session. So we were doing two sessions. In the morning it was like bench press, and then in the afternoon we would have a variety of exercises. We'll hit shoulders. We started breaking down things down. We started hitting shoulders, started hitting arms regularly. Legs started coming in later on. I'd say maybe in the 10th grade year was when we took legs seriously. But 9th grade, I remember it was mostly bench press, curls, shoulder presses, the machines that were around. And so yeah, we were building this relationship together. And I started being like the navigator. Like I used the internet. At the time, I don't think there was too many kids that were using, or me personally, when I was talking to people, like nobody was really using internet as a resource for like finding workouts. And on there, I would find this kid, Shane Jennis something. He was on bodybuilding.com, very popular kid, blonde hair, spiky hair. He would have workouts on there. And I would take his workouts and we'd incorporate. I'll just like print it out, and I was like, yo, we got this to do today. And then that'll be our workout for today. So I started constantly meaning that. Like I was the navigator, Uzil was the intensifier of the workout. And let me tell you, it's just the importance of a training partner. So there's going to be times you and your partner are not going to want to, like you might not be feeling it. You might not be, it's just one of those days. And it's like, when you're not feeling it and when you don't want to go to the gym, that's actually when you want to go to the gym. That's when you have to go to the gym. There was literally weeks go by. I think probably 2 weeks where me and Uzil would be pissed off or something's wrong with us. Like we wouldn't even talk, but training dialogue would go between us. We would see each other. Well, what are we hitting today? We're doing this? Okay. And that's it. And I know, I know for a fact, when I'm looking at Uzil and he's upset for no reason, I'm thinking, this motherfucker probably lost to like a level 10 character on World of Warcraft. So that thing just ruined this whole week, just ruined this whole entire week. Like he fucked up in World of Warcraft, and now his life sucks. Like that's what I was thinking. And Uzil will probably look at me and think, this motherfucker needs some pussy. He needs some pussy in his life. That's what he needs. Like, I swear, it was a weird relationship because we would have times where we wouldn't talk to each other, but we would still go and train because we knew we wanted it. Uzil's desire for training, was on a crazy level than mine was in the beginning. I feel like I think he has family. I think his father was a bodybuilder or a trainer. I'm not sure. I don't think we talked too much about it because we both grew up without our original dad. But yeah, so having a training partner is like it's awesome. And I'll say this to people who don't have training partners or they can't find somebody that has the desire they have. And I would say, fuck it. Just you go to the gym. You be the training partner that you want to have, and you will attract someone of that same mentality. Where they want to go to the gym, and then just befriend them. Tell them how serious you're about whatever goal you want to achieve in the gym, and make legitimate. All right, this goes to point 2. So point 1 is having a partner. And point 2 is having a routine. So, like I was telling you, me and Uzil had a morning-afternoon routine. And that was literally 4 years in high school, tunnel vision, straight mode. That's it. Like that's what we did our whole entire high school career. I came to school to train. Like my whole day revolved around my training. And then once I started learning about diet, once I started learning about bodybuilding, because bodybuilding at the time wasn't even like, it was not popular. And I'll mention bodybuilding, like how I got into shows, but I would want to make that into a separate video. This video is going to be way too long if I incorporate everything. So we have so ninth grade was the year of the bench press. We got in the routine of getting morning, night, morning, night, morning, night, morning, night. Going into 10th grade, we both got memberships at the fitness mill. Started training there at night, but still doing the morning at Proctor. And we both were on the football team, so we also were training for football as well. And so we were training a lot, man. We were training in the morning, we were training for football, and then we were training at the fitness mill again. And it was just like constantly just training. And it's like we enjoyed it. It was so much pleasure, like the pleasure of waking up in the morning, having a perfect meal, starting your day off nice, and having your workout, having a meal after that, and then a meal later before you go to sleep. Just everything, and kind of, having a routine. That's so solid, is having a routine in the beginning, though. Once you start progressing in your training and you know how your body feels, what works, what doesn't work, you can start, having random ass times to work out. Things are kind of out of place, but they're not in your mind because you got it all connected. You know how much you've ate already, how much you need to eat by the end of the day. So as you break into, I'll say 1, 2 years, maybe 3 years of training, you start understanding your body more. And then you can build a weird routine. You can build a routine around your schedule, and you'll start seeing what works. So you got a training partner, you have your routine, and then I'll say you have to set up a goal. 10th grade was this. This is my ultimate goal right here. 10th grade, man, this is where I take all the pride when I first got introduced to bodybuilding. And I'll do a brief overview of how I got introduced, and then I'll go in depth with it when I want to make a separate video, probably called my first bodybuilding show. So there was one kid in the entire school that was actually competing in bodybuilding, and I didn't know what bodybuilding was at the time. I sort of knew through Arnold, like everybody did, Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I didn't understand the sport, like, the aspects of it, what goes into bodybuilding, how they look that way, like how did, and I became interested. I was like, there's a kid that's doing bodybuilding. So I would see him in the hallways, and I approached him one day, and I asked him about bodybuilding, and then automatically he was open to inviting me to do a workout. So me and him met up at his house, and he took me with his trainer, and we did a workout at Planet Fitness, and it was mind-blowing of how much I've learned from that one session of training with him. So I started, and then from there, also he said there's a bodybuilding show in May, and I think it was like, this was in October, and then automatically I was hooked. I was like, what, there's a show, and I could compete in it, and it's local, and I was like, yeah, I'll definitely do it. Let me tell everybody about it. So I built the goal. I had a time, when I needed to accomplish something, and so I went back and I told Uzil about it. I told 5 other people about it too that were into lifting at the time, and they know who they are. I don't want to just name everybody. I'll just name some close people that I'll name the people I'm close to, but I won't name everybody. But so I told everybody, we should all do it. We should all go as a team or something. Get together and just go and do the show. And I got some yeses, I got some indifferent answers, and Uzil, motherfucker, you said you were gonna do it. You did say you were gonna do it. Your first words were yes. That's what I remember. But throughout the time, I think it just kind of disconnected. The idea kind of disconnected of you competing, and you were still training, but you just, I don't think nobody thought I was serious. My mom wasn't even serious that I was gonna step on stage. I don't think I had I mean, my mom, she didn't understand the concept of bodybuilding. She didn't understand what I was gonna do. I think she was thinking I was gonna go lift or something, just at a meet. I don't know, mom. And so from there, also, I incorporated. Let's over 20 minutes. This is gonna be a long video, guys. So if you've stuck around this long and you comment and say that Demir has stuck around, I would respect you. I'm like, wow, this person actually just sat here for 20 minutes and listened to me talk, and I really appreciate that. If you really sat here and listened to me this long, that's dope. That's cool. You know, that means I know that somebody is listening to me. Which I don't. As long as one person hears me, I'll be fine. I'm not out here searching for subscribers. I'm not here, you know. If it starts building up and then I start saying more, then I'll be making more videos. But for now, I'll make what I want to put out. And all right, so I got the goal build up, and yeah, what was gonna? So I got the goal build up. Okay, so I go online and I search on how to pose. You know, I start searching everything online. Man, the internet is a crazy tool. It's a crazy ass tool. I was in the 10th grade using it, I think, more effectively than anybody that I know with, like, when it came to bodybuilding, and then applying this knowledge to it. And the worst thing I did really was take it all to me. I wanted it all myself. I didn't want nobody to help me. I didn't want no trainer to help me. I didn't want nobody. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna figure this all out by myself. I'm going to see what works in my body, and then I'm going to do the show. And, man, the show is so crazy. I'm going to make that as a separate video of how crazy and how weird certain things come together at a certain time. But yeah, so I built up a goal, did my bodybuilding show, and you know, it was an addiction at first. Bodybuilding was training was an addiction, and after my first show, it became an obsession. It kind of just like I said, I had tunnel vision throughout my whole high school career. I didn't build really that many friends. You know, I had friends outside of school. I had friends that were, you know, as growing up, you know, they knew me from when I came to the country, and you know, in my neighborhood, my block, they kind of knew who I was. So I had my show. Training got more intense. I started squatting more. I started deadlifting more. All right, so let's go to the fourth thing. The fourth thing came around 11th grade for me, and that is recording. And let me go grab my little book that I use. Man, it's so twisted and so messed up, but I'm telling you, this is like the most basic thing you can do, and it's probably the most tedious, and probably, I don't know, people just, when I bring this up, a lot of people are like, I don't want to figure out what I need to eat, or I don't want to figure out how much I need to eat and then watch what I got to eat. And I don't think it's that difficult. And I'll make that another video of how you could find out how much you need to eat in a day, and what you know, when to eat, and what you should write down. So basically, you want to record everything. Look how old this thing is. I have to have it duct taped. Like I have so many like just workouts here, like highlighted and shit. You can see, like, and I had amazing strength gains in this right here. Just some ridiculous strength gains. Here, I went from struggling to do 315 for 1 to 2 reps. At the end of 6 weeks, I hit 405 for 15 reps on the deadlift. And that was from strictly following a routine, writing down my numbers, and making sure everything, you know, everything goes in here. And this was one of the greatest things. I'm going to keep this thing for as long as I can. Like, it's so busted up, but I'm going to keep it. And I'm proud of this. It's like, it's created a different level of discipline, because then you know what is going in your body. You know you got to record it. You know, a lot of people say they want to keep a mental note. You know, they want to keep a mental note of everything. You know, I know how much I lifted last week, last month. And then what if I ask you, how much did you lift 6 months ago, or like what did you lift, like, how was your, how was things a little while back. Like, I don't think you'll remember that. I'm pretty sure you won't. So it's cool to keep, this, and ultimately when you want to make some crazy gains, you'd want to record everything. All right, so it's coming to one of the final things that I want to put into what's gonna help you become successful in the gym or help you achieve your goals. So you have your partner, right? You get in your routine. You set up a goal. You record. You record everything. You record the food you're intaking, your body weight, your height. So your measurements. You can measure your body weight. You measure your arms, your calves, your quads, chest, back, basically measurements. And your last thing, and this will go, a lot of people may think this may just go towards bodybuilders, and I think this is the most overlooked aspect of training in general, and I can tell you what will help you achieve this even better. So basically understanding your muscular system, and what I mean by that is understanding how your muscles feel also. So you want to know how your biceps feel, you want to know how your shoulders feel, how your chest feels when it's flexed, how your abdominals feel when it's flexed, how your traps feel when they go up, how your back feels, how your lats, how your lats feel, how your calves feel, how your quads feel, how your hamstrings feel. Like you got to feel your whole body, and you want to pose, and literally pose like a bodybuilder, like do poses like bodybuilders, and you will sooner, like, since I was 15, I'm 22 now. I don't think there has been a day. This is gonna be some intense narcissism. I don't think there has been a day where I didn't look at myself in the mirror for an hour every day. And I don't mean an hour straight. I'll wake up in the morning, pose for like 15 minutes. I'll pose for like 15 minutes after my workout. I'll pose like 15 minutes after my meal after my workout. And then I'll pose before I go to sleep. So doing this like every single day, like it's like I said, it went from addicting to obsession, and then it started building up to there's no negative notion, but it's like a demonic possession of just wanting, because you're just when you're in that type of mind state where you got your whole day set up and it goes the way you want it to, with training, with diet, and then you see results from it becomes really addicting, and it can really take you over if you let it to. So there is a balance that you need to figure out with bodybuilding, and I can say honestly that sometimes I like bodybuilding more than anything. It's like I let it outbalance me. I let it take over. I really did let it take over. I was like, because I felt good. I felt good about everything. Everything was, I've had zero stress my whole high school career. The only drama I had was going into high school, and that was my 9th grade year. And then afterwards, when dieting and training got serious, I had no drama. I had nothing. High school was just a means of just going to get my work done. It's so funny how I was talking about earlier when I mentioned when you have a training partner and you still want to go even if you guys are upset, and Yuzil will look at me and he'll say, oh, he needs some pussy, and I'll look at him like, oh, you just fucked up in World of Warcraft. There was some truth behind that, because honestly, and I'll say this too, if getting laid in high school is not in your top 5 list as a teenager, if it's not in top 5, there is something wrong with you. Not wrong with you, but it's just you're a guy, and you gotta you got to have that release. And I just personally, I was getting so much pleasure of a lot of other things. That okay, I'd have my training be number one. So bodybuilding, I loved bodybuilding. You know, it was number one. Number one was training, nothing else. Training, training, training. Number two, it would be schoolwork. And I took the easy way route in high school. I never took difficult classes. I wanted classes that I would have fun in, but I would be able to get an A in. So I took easy classes. Didn't really challenge myself. This stuff changed though. This whole that's all different when I got into college. But in high school, it was all about training. You know, my schoolwork was second. After that would be friends, which would be third. And when I say friends, it'll be just a few other friends, just a couple other friends outside of school I'll keep in touch with, and we'd hang out, play video games. And then it'll be video games. I had this game, Warhawk. It's like Counter-Strike online, but it was the free version of, and I'd say better. Warhawk was better than Counter-Strike. And I say that because of how, what's the word? Not the animation, but just when you shoot somebody in Counter-Strike, the way they die, I don't like it. I feel like you could feel the shit. That sounds so sadistic. I don't like how they die. I like how they die in Warhawk much better than how they die in Counter-Strike. It feels better. That sounds so crazy. But, yeah, so it was, I had Warhawk. That was like fourth on my list, and what the hell was fifth? Probably some outside, like just hanging out outside, just being outside was probably the fifth. And then sixth, don't get me wrong, I had a girlfriend 3/4 of my high school career, so I had no problem with just getting laid, but it was just the fact that I enjoyed so many other things first than getting laid, and it was that's pretty much it with that. And I'm not saying either to young kids to worry about getting laid or worry about, or just constantly being girls, because that shit could it'll get you going crazy. I mean, I'm gonna go back to my training partner Yuzil. We were complete opposites. He was a mesomorphic monster, so he already had a physique, and we had such a weird ass relationship. I mean, this dude would bully me and be my friend at the same exact time. It just doesn't make sense. Like, this motherfucker, like, you're crazy. Like, what the fuck's your full name? This dude has like 6 names. Like, look here, this video is over 30 minutes. I wonder how many people are really watching this whole thing. But alright, this kid's full name. I'm about to give out your government, Yuzil. I don't give a fuck. Your full name is Yuzil Salvador Lopez. Carry on. Is that how you say your fucking last? I thought Lopez was your last name, dude. I swear I seen your ID and it said Yuzil Lopez. You lying motherfucker, man. How you got? What's the point of having 4 middle names, bro? Or 3 middle names? Why? You could tell I was, I had a great training partner. I mean, this kid right here, he just is an absolute freak. I mean, we measured his arm in 10th grade. I think it was 10th grade or 9th grade. We got pictures too. His arm was 15.5 inches going. It was 9th grade. At the end of 9th grade, his arm was 17.6 inches. He grew basically 2 full inches in like a full school year. And that's like unheard of, man. That's, nobody does that in bodybuilding. This kid has genetically like his fucking body pumps testosterone and absorbs protein at a ridiculous pace, and it's just everything is like heals automatically. Like, he had the complete opposite physique of the complete opposite response time when it came to my body and his body. I had absolutely zero. There was nothing. I had a complete blank slate. He had something he was fucking born with, or he fell in some type of, I don't know, whatever. He basically, we were complete opposites, and it was ridiculous that we actually got together and got on a ridiculous routine. And I was the navigator for the workouts. He was the intensifier. So the importance of having a great training partner will matter a lot if you want to get some results. I mean, results will start coming on fast. So is that what I want to leave this at? Is the partner, the routine, the goal, the recording, the posing. Those really are the essentials that you want to have when it comes to training. I think that's where I want to leave it off at. Well, since I've been talking about this fucking kid the whole entire time, Uzil, this is a message to you, motherfucker. Excuse my vulgar language. I might have to just put language in parentheses just because, I don't know, maybe some 14 or 13-year-old is going to watch this shit someday and be like, oh shit, this kid curses a lot. But it's just filler language, man. I don't know, man. Filler language that just falls into our vocabulary sometimes. But Uzil, you listen. You looking at me, Mo? You looking at me? Look at me, man. I'm coming to City Gym. I want my training partner back. We're about to make some crazy gains. I'm gonna record some videos. I'm gonna post it on there. I'm gonna get views. And I'm gonna promote this. I'm gonna promote this bitch. Like, it's just gonna be, you know, fitness, man. I wanna get people to, you know, get going to the gym, because at the end of the day, your diet is gonna do so much. If you don't get up and go to the gym, that's, you know, you can't have only one part. You can't have just the diet. I'd say mainly you can't just have the diet. I'd say fundamentally you have to train. So that training should be number one for sure. And then diet, don't worry about diet at first. You know, worry about getting in a routine of a workout with your partner. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, my Facebook page / Had to Leak and Fire, and this page is gonna be actually more diverse. It's not gonna be specifically for training. I'm probably gonna have a couple more videos of me maybe ranting or show you guys how I start my morning off, and then I'm gonna have somewhat of like a podcast going on with Dr. Musante, who I will introduce you guys to, and hopefully you get healed up real quick, because he's pretty sick right now. And once I have a session with him and talk about what I want to present and what I want to put together on YouTube with him, then I will update you guys on what you're gonna see more to this YouTube channel. And you're gonna definitely see training videos of me. That's gonna be coming very shortly. Training videos are gonna come. My diet, you know, this kind of just like the introduction. You know, Had to Leak and Fire. Go like it on my Facebook, and that's where I'm just gonna use my Facebook page and my YouTube page for now. I don't want to get into all the other social networks. I do have an Instagram too, which I post just random stuff and things that kind of go with my personality, music I listen to, and that's pretty much it. If you've stuck around this long, then I know that I got at least 1 fan or 2 fan, and comment, say that you stuck around this long, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta remember this person forever now, because they listened to this video the whole entire way. It's 38 minutes and 59 seconds, 39 minutes, wow. 39 minutes of me just ranting. And yeah, bodybuilding has been a big part of my life. I love it, you know, I love the whole aspect, you know. Alright, I'll add one more part at the end, maybe a couple minutes here. So, did a bodybuilding show when I was 15, did a bodybuilding show at 16, did a bodybuilding show at 17, did a bodybuilding show at 19, and then I put bodybuilding aside. Guess I genuinely got sick of the lifestyle. I actually took myself off social networks as well completely for like 3 years, and uh, from there, honestly, I had a breakdown of my internal ego. It just the physique that I was starting to make wasn't what I was feeling inside, and that was all my fault because it was my last show. It was the Ronnie Coleman Classic that kind of screwed with me. Um, when I lost and didn't place at all, it was like I needed to get my mind off of it, and from there I got into judo and yoga, and man, those two really helped a lot. Judo and yoga, like that's those I will be promoting till I die. Like yoga is something I want to do. I even see myself instructing yoga when I get older. Like that's how much I love yoga. Like it's so relieving. Like it's awesome. I'll leave it at that. I'll talk about certain parts afterwards. Certain aspects of that, like the Ronnie Coleman Classic, I'll talk about that in a regular video. I'll talk about my first bodybuilding show and just break it up. This one's already 41 minutes long, and you guys got the gist. I connected some personal experiences with the 5 things that I feel like would be most beneficial when it comes to achieving results in the gym. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I think I said this like 3 times already that I'm gonna leave it at that, and I just keep talking. But I feel that comfort now. When I start up this video, man, my nerves, everything is just like my heart is pounding because it matters to me. This video means something to me. This YouTube page is gonna mean something to me. It's something I'm putting out in the world for whoever wants to see, and I want to continue doing it, and I'm gonna be excited to be making more videos, and that's really it. It's it. Finally, it's done. I'm gonna stop it at 42 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be at City Gym. Videos coming soon. Thank you.